So hello, I'm Shakti Tracy, and I wanted to come on to do a shamanic journey today that was all about letting go. Autumn is such a great teacher of that we don't have to hold on to things that we no longer need. And that might seem obvious, but as humans and as people, we haven't always got the wisdom of the trees. And we have this great love of we like to hold on to things, we're like emotional hoarders, and it's like, oh, even though that might give me some pain, I still like to hold on to it because I know it, and I've got a bit of comfort for having it there. However, when we start to collect so many different things from our entire life, it can get a bit tiring, and we end up living to please all these old parts of ourselves that we don't no longer need, and we're not even aware that they're there because we're just sort of playing them out. So I thought it'd actually be a really good thing to learn from the trees and learn from autumn, and just do a journey around. What is it that I need to let go of in my life? Or what's the most important thing? We'll ask. We don't have to let go of everything in one go. But what's the most important thing that I could focus on let go of now, in order to bring more pleasure and more joy in our life, to start to cultivate our personal little garden of joy, of pleasure. Like what is it that we can just like cut away, or not even cut away, just prune a bit and take the lawnmower out, or just tidy up the space a little bit, so that we've got space to bring more joy and more pleasure, and we're not having to hold and use our energy to carry these things anymore. So yeah, it's just being open to the idea. There's nothing you have to do, no matter what you get in these journeys. It's always a choice of yours, and you might think but even having the awareness of oh yeah, maybe I don't need that anymore, can help to start to facilitate the change. So I'm not saying you have to go in, all Carly on yourself when you realise oh my goodness, I can't have those group of friends anymore. I mean, you might feel it's right to do that and to step away from them or step away from that job. But sometimes it's just having that awareness that can start to bring in the changes already. It's just suddenly cutting off from a job because the shamanic journey says that you shouldn't be there anymore. Maybe wouldn't be the best idea for nurturing your whole entire life, but actually it might put an idea in your head. It might start a process where you'll be looking for new work or finding a new way of being that is more loving and more honouring of all that you are. So if you feel willing to ask that question, we're going to do a shamanic journey today around that. And like I say as well, we're not just clearing the space for no reason. We're really clearing the space to start to create a life that's more aligned to our truth as we are now, and to bring in things that are going to bring us more joy, more pleasure, and much more sense of purpose to our own personal truth. So to do a shamanic journey, you just need to have somewhere that you can sit down or lie down for about 10 minutes without being disturbed. I drum for about 10 minutes and then I'll call you back when you finish. But if you feel you finished before that, totally welcome just to sit up and write your things down. But I will call you back at the end when the 10 minutes is up. If you've never done a shamanic journey before, all it's going to do is I'm going to lead us in with a bit of a visualization. The visualization sort of starts the creative process, so don't try to shut it down thinking, oh, this is just my imagination. Just follow that imaginative flow and see where it takes you. The imagination's the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious, and it's a doorway to the collective unconsciousness, or your higher self, or to the other worlds, if that's what you believe. But there's power in our imagination, so just allow it to flow and see what guidance you get within the space. So if you feel ready, just find somewhere that you can sit down or lie down. And for this journey, we're going to go and we're going to meet an animal guide, a power animal, your power animal. And when we go meet, in the shamanic worldview, there's 3 worlds. There's the upper world, and this is where we'll meet guides who are in human form. There's the middle world, and then there's the lower world, and this is where we'll meet guides who are in animal form. And the lower world often looks like different landscapes. And you might meet a few different animals, but you can just ask, are you my guide, and see what comes up. Or when we go down there, your guide might be waiting for you. So really be aware of what animal it is that turns up for you. Is there any significance in that for you? See what the, you know, or ask them when you're there, you meet them, ask them, are you my guide? And, you know, why is it that you've turned up for me? What is it that I need to let go of in my life at the moment in order to make space for more joy, more pleasure? And just see what happens. See what answers you're given. If you don't get anything or feels confusing, just keep bringing your attention back to that question of, in that intention that we're going down there to meet an animal guide who's here to support you in what you need to be letting go of in your life at the moment. And we only welcome in guides who are here with the most loving intentions and here to really support your highest growth. If you don't get anything, don't worry about it. These guides may come in your dreams later, or you might just get an insight walking along the street. Sometimes some people don't see anything and you may just like know the answer. Say, oh yeah, it's there, it's obvious. So just be open to all possibilities. Some people are very visual as well, whereas some people just get a sense of knowing. Some people just get ideas. Some people feel, you know, a lot of people I know feel like feathers, or, you know, just get the guide introduces themselves in a different way. So just be open to your own experience, and they will come out after the 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. So if you find somewhere to sit down, lie down now. And just closing your eyes, and we just leave our eyes closed throughout the journey so that we're aware of this inner landscape. Like I say, when I start drumming, we're going to go down to the lower world. So you can just imagine maybe finding a tree with a hole in and just a doorway to go down. And we know we're going down to meet this animal guide, our power animal, who is here to support us on what it is that we need to let go of at this moment, at this autumn time, in order to step more into our joy, into our pleasure, and into our dynamic, truthful light of being. slowly in your own time, just coming back to the awareness of the room that you are. You give your body a little bit of a shake out, just bringing back any of those gems, any of those treasures from your journey, and giving gratitude to your power animal for any wisdom. And it can be a really good idea to write down your experiences in that journey, because even if you don't think you got much, there's something about the process of writing that can really help to bring through that wisdom as well. So yes, I'd really recommend writing it down, and if you wanted to share, I'd really I'd love to hear how you got on with it, but no worries if you didn't as well, just what's right for you. And yeah, that was great. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you more soon. Bye.